is home to some brilliant hip hop artists, and Lil Poppa is, no doubt, one of them. From his humble beginnings as a young rapper in church to taking center stage on the hip hop scene, Lil Poppa has come a long way. But his success on the scene has not stopped him from going head to head with other rappers like Fulio and K Shorty. And some of these conflicts have even escalated into violence
Merch he was into with K Shorty.
that has caused them to lose loved ones. Stay tuned as I bring you the crazy story of Lil Poppa. But before we get started with the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and also hit the notification button so you get notified every time I drop any videos. Lil Poppa was born on August 3rd, 1994 in Jacksonville. As a child, he'd always moved between his mother's home, which was in Jacksonville's east side, to his grandma and auntie's place, which was on the west side. Now Lil Poppa wasn't any only child. He grew up surrounded by brothers. His eldest brother, Shy Shy, had a talent for rap, and from him, Lil Poppa learned the art of rap. He began singing in church from as young as 6 years old, and would occasionally perform original songs during church service. And as he grew older, he began recording music in his bedroom, and would often collaborate with his brother to write songs. However, Lil Poppa eventually shifted from writing religious music to focusing his attention on secular music. Aside from his love from rap, Lil Poppa was faced with a blood disorder which left him occasionally bedridden. And while coping with this blood disease, he developed his own unique sound. At the age of 14, Lil Poppa began dropping songs. And these songs helped to place him in the spotlight and also helped him gain a local following in his hometown. It didn't take long before he began making waves with his music. Now as to how he came about the nickname Lil Poppa, word is that he got the name Poppa from his mother, and he later added the Lil because he was always hanging out with older kids. A few years down the line, Lil Poppa linked up with Fulio, who is known to be the face of the KTA, a group popular known for beefing with Young Ace in his ATK homes. Fulio was also gaining some local recognition around that time, and in 2015, he and Lil Poppa teamed up to release a track. But his friendship wouldn't last long, because something happened to break the two apart. The tension between the two artists got worse, and it even got to a point that they exchanged blows. This fight between the two occurred at a mall back in 2018 and involved some of their homies. As to what caused the bad blood between the two rappers, well, the reason is not really
As I'm in the midst of applying for residency right now, wish me luck, Grammarly has again been a lifesaver with my application.
clear. This is because both Fulio and Lil Poppa had given different accounts of what caused the tension between them. According to Lil Poppa, he had said during an interview that fans had played a role in the situation. He said that there was a time that fans had been comparing him and Fulio on social media, and Fulio had then commented that he was better than Lil Poppa.
And he shared the post or comment on the post and shit saying he was better or some shit.
Well, Fulio had given an entirely different reason for the beef between him and Lil Poppa. He had said in a different interview that Lil Poppa had been sneak dissing him in song, and he hadn't been pleased about that.
When I make a song, I say people's name right. I'm direct with it. Y'all don't hear the 1,000 sneak disses with niggas say to me, antagonize me and shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I see you, I'm gonna address it type shit. Y'all ain't probably ain't hear the million sneak disses because y'all don't know what's going on in Jacksonville, but we heard the shit. When we see you, what it be about. You know what I'm saying? Nah, nigga on your ass. Nah, nigga beat your ass. Nah, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, regardless of whatever caused the beef between Fulio and Lil Poppa, that fight at the mall really signaled the end of whatever friendship they might have had in the past. It marked the beginning of a serious rivalry between the two. In August 2018, Fulio released a track titled Fuck That, in which he addressed the shooting in which his rival, Young Ace, had been the only survivor. In the song, he also referred to the mall fight that had happened between him and Lil Poppa. In the chorus, he could be heard rapping the lines, just left out south with 100 missed calls. Everybody mad, like why y'all beat Lil Poppa at the mall. I'm like, fuck that, you know what it is. The same month, Lil Poppa's world came crashing down after losing two of his friends to gun violence. The shooting that took their lives occurred in broad daylight. And according to a news report, 3 men were said to have been shot outside a small neighborhood grocery store. The 3 men were reported to be between the ages of 18 and 30, and one of the men was said to have sustained life-threatening injuries, while the other 2 were in serious to life-threatening conditions. A vehicle which had been used to allegedly carry out the shooting had been seen fleeing the scene after drive-by shooting was now believed to be a random incident. It was believed to be a retaliation shooting that was part of a gang war that had been going on in Jacksonville for years, and Lil Poppa was right in the middle of the chaos. Lil Poppa and his brother, Shy Shy, and a couple of their homies had been part of a street gang known as the Cut Circle. And as street groups go, Cut Circle had its enemy, which was a group called Head First. Both groups regarded themselves as rap groups, but their violent activities on the streets proved otherwise. They came to the attention of the authorities, who didn't waste time tagging them as a street gang. Well, Cut Circle tried to clear their name from the authorities' bad book, and they did this sending an email to a news station in response to the allegation against them. In the email, they dismissed the claim that they were a gang and instead portrayed themselves to be a group of guys with a rap dream, and that they were contributing positively to the community. Cut Circle also identified themselves as Cut Circle's Records in the email, and stated that they were in the process of putting a program together that would help kids with homework and life decisions, which will, in turn, help keep them out of prison. This little incident made headlines and further put Cut Circle in the spotlight. But even though Cut Circle members try to paint themselves in a good light, there's little doubt about the existence of a violent beef between them and their rival Head First. And this beef led to many retaliation shootings, which saw many members from both sides dead. Lil Poppa's two friends, who died in August 2018, unfortunately became one of the many victims of these retaliation shootings. Lil Poppa's heart was shattered by the death of his friends. One of the best ways he could express the pain he felt was through his music. In honor of their memories, he sang and released an emotional song titled Purple Hearts. The title of the song itself says a lot, since Purple Heart is a decoration that's often used in the United States military to honor those wounded or killed in action. In the song, Lil Poppa let out his disappointment and frustration on how he really felt about the shooting and wondered why he wasn't hit by the bullets. He can be heard rapping the lines. At night I wonder why them bullets ain't hitting. Why the fuck they missing? In the song, he also talked about how the investigators questioned him following the shooting and how they try to blame him for the incident. About that part, he raps. Detectives try to frame me. Interrogation. They blame me. Wish I could take it back to the day that my mama named him. Well, at that time, Lil Poppa released the song. He had no idea that it was going to bring him the attention of big names in the hip-hop industry. The track Purple Hearts simply announced him to the world, and it wasn't long after that major record labels came around with various offers. In 2019, he signed a record deal with Interscope, and he was right on track to stardom. He debuted on the Interscope label with the song Man of the Year, and this was followed by his first label album titled Blessed, I Guess, which was released in 2021. Well, Lil Poppa's newfound success and fame didn't stop him from putting out the flame of the beef he had with his enemy, Fulio. In a track titled No Issues, he took some sneak disses of his op by rapping the lines. I just said my prayers, I'm feeling great, finna roll me up some. Wait, you know they want me to watch what I say. How many J's he smoked? 8. Well, Fulio wasn't one to be left out of a war of wars, and he fired back with a diss track titled List of Dead Ops. In the track, he took shot at a number of his ops who had lost their lives in one violent situation or the other. He also took a shot at a homie of Lil Poppa, Corbin Johnson, who had gone missing in 2018 after he went for a job interview. Corbin's remains were found a year later in a wooded area of northwest Jacksonville. Police suspected foul play and investigated his death as a murder, but not much progress has been made in the investigation. Well, referring to Corbin in his song, List of Dead Ops track, Fulio had rapped the following lines. Corbin got kidnapped. How the fuck a grown man go missing? Lil Poppa got to hear about this disrespect track from Fulio, and it didn't sit well with him. Lil Poppa had something to say about this disrespect in his track title, Missing Something. In the song, he remembers some of his dead homies who had lost their lives to the violence on the streets. He doesn't mention Fulio's name in the track, but he raps the following lines, which hints at Fulio's List of Dead Ops track. You won't make me crash unless I want to crash. Pray everybody on that list come back and haunt his ass. Well, after this, Fulio made an announcement on social media using his Twitter account that he was done with dissing Dead Ops and considered it childish. About a month before his announcement, he had been targeted in a shooting in which he had only been grazed by a bullet. Well, since this announcement, the tension and back and forth between Fulio and Lil Poppa seemed to have been reduced. But Fulio isn't the only Jacksonville rapper that Lil Poppa has issues with. He and another rapper by the name K Shorty have also been sending shots at each other, and this back and forth between the two artists has been displayed in their music. In the track, K Shorty had rapped the lines, hinting that he was looking for Lil Poppa for some reason. I ain't worried about douching, I'm looking for Poppa. In response, Lil Poppa released a track in which he asked K Shorty what he was going to do since he was looking for him. In the song, he also addressed the situation in which an innocent girl had lost her life, allegedly due to K Shorty's fault. The girl he was referring to was a 17-year-old who went by the name Nnamdi White and had lost her life in March 2020. As to how she died, word on the streets is that she had just gone back from a dinner date with K Shorty when they were suddenly attacked by gunmen. White had been shot and killed in the attack, but K Shorty, who was the alleged target, survived. Lil Poppa referring to this situation in the song was, no doubt, a low blow for K Shorty. Now, aside from the beef and the violence that Lil Poppa has been associated with, he continues to achieve several milestones in his music career. As of April 2022, he got signed to Yo Gotti's CMG record label. There's no doubt that Lil Poppa has so much potential, and hopefully he focuses solely on his music and gets to do away with the beefs, which might act as a stumbling block to greater achievements for him. That's all I've got for you on this video. Feel free to let